Testing. Can you hear me now? Oh, jeez. Let me see. I gotta wait until people actually hear that. Okay, that's great. I somehow OBS didn't have the right audio set up, so that's weird. So, another reminder, next week we are not going to have a regular Dragon Langing Day. Instead, at 1 p.m. Central Time, which I believe is 1800 UTC, we will have a D&D one-shot adventure. Me and David and Edgar and Bib and Agmashwa will all be going in search of the Cheshor tablet. The Cheshor tablet. The Cheshor tablet. I finally know transatlantic lag. Okay. And yes, I finally know how to pronounce that. So I probably will do one more promo where I actually say the title of the thing. Tune in for that. That will be 1 p.m. Central Time. These streams start at 3:30 Central Time. I was a few minutes late today because, a couple things I had to do. That's, you need to come 2.5 hours earlier if you can make it. If not, it'll be on the thing. Hey, Logan, how you doing? Just telling people about the live play session with that. I am very excited. I have made okay. Let me show you guys my character. I have made a portrait. I've made a model in Hero Forge of my character. His name is Pyrek. And he is of course, he is a draconic origin sorcerer. So he is going to be in the party. That's who I'm going to be playing. But we didn't come here just to talk about that D&D session. We're just getting that announcement out of the way. We have some other things to deal with, huh? So where were we? We were working on mending. And I actually came to a realization. I was talking about, I was thinking about 7 syllables. But I actually worked on another leveled spell. And that also, it had a 1-minute casting time. Okay, that's lovely, Logan. I understand the gist of what you were dealing with there, not the entire thing. Anyway, so I was thinking about 7 syllables, but I thought about it and I thought, okay, you have to remember that these incantations are being written by wizards, not by dragons. Dragons have their own ways of dealing with magic. There's different ways of conceiving of it, and I don't know if they have their own incantations or what. But the thing is, what would be culturally important to wizards in Dungeons and Dragons, in a Dungeons and Dragons world, that would be reasonably neutral? It doesn't mean I have to add a bunch of world building about what culture started started doing magic and all of that stuff. But I thought, well, the number 8, because there are 8 schools of magic. And even if you were to like take all of my rules into another system, like I have looked into Daggerheart, and it seems like a candidate, but I have to wait until I can find until like they publish a proper like list of spells, because they use like power cards and stuff. Maybe MCDM RPG, I could apply this. Definitely Pathfinder, but I think Pathfinder also has the 8 schools of magic. But anyway, it would still be relevant because there's still the base 8 counting system, so you don't necessarily have to think about changing that part up. So, I have 8 syllables here, and it'll be easier to get another syllable, get an 8th syllable here. Now, since we're doing parallelism, I can't necessarily add like a function word here. Maybe if it was an article, but I don't have anything to attach an article to unless I could do if and have it's the broken thing, right? Kafa if ri ubecha. But I think probably the better way is to have a synonym for break that has a 2-syllable root. And so what I'm thinking here, let's see. So let's actually so we go look at our break, our word for break, ka. So that means break or chop, right? So here's what I'm thinking. So ka means break, and it also means chop. So that involves like a pretty heavy action, right? In order to separate something. Maybe we can have one that is break and or snap. Like snap apart, which would indicate a different kind of action, but it would still be a synonym for break. This is a good thing to think about if you don't want to necessarily make words that mean exactly the same thing. That does happen on occasion, but usually synonyms are not mean the same meaning, they are overlapping meanings. So we can look here, and we're going to let's and let's look at our lexical notes, see if there's anything there, and any roots I haven't used that are good for that. It really should be, so it needs to be 2 syllables, but it should be sort of like a very I'm thinking a very kiki sounding thing, huh? Chagi, I don't know what to do with that, but not this. Gapi, Iggy. Hippie. And it should be pretty different from ka. So, Gapi might be one. Let's go look at the ones that we generated for the writing. Yeah, Dakaga writing origins. I forgot it was in Excel. So, Gapi is good. Heiji maybe. Heiji or Hei no, not Hei. Kegi. Dicha. Not really. Kitri. Sita. That could work. Ri means cut, which I did not realize before, but that's fine. Oh no, we actually got that from there. That's right. Oh, no, Sita. Okay, let's. Okay, I've got several options for you guys. Oh, that's great. That's great, Jake. We're also warming up here. I can go out without a jacket or anything, and I'm doing good. So let's start a poll. What should be our route for snap break? And let's go. Te Sita. No, not Sita. Sita. Or the one I was looking at, Gapi. And if we get this sorted out, then we can get that back here and we move on to, we've got, at the rate that we have been doing these, I'm probably going to have to do a few translations after we do the Hashor tablet stream, the D&D live stream, in order to finish out the cantrips, and then we need to finish the writing system, and then we'll be done with this language, and we can move on to probably Sylvan. So, and okay, we've got, come on, we get some votes coming in. Are you guys having you guys are having serious lag, huh? I don't even know. Meanwhile, I have not yet done my thing of announcing the thing. There. Somebody. Oh, man. Oh. Never mind that. Okay, there's somebody. Somebody has an opportunity to break a tie here. Let's see. I'll give one more minute. I know there's more than two people on there. And message is going to be the next one. So I will be pulling that up. Okay. All right. I'm going to call it there. And so it's te. So I'll just go ahead and put that in here just to, so this means why do you have protected view on? Okay. So, te. And let's get this te. And we're going to still need to do some cleanup work. Te. Etymology. Proto-reptilian. And that is, what is it? It's just te. It was always te. Te. Okay, I forgot. This needs to be the funny IPA. And call it a transitive verb. Snap, break. So instead we have te fa ri ubecha te fa ri ubecha p fa ri ubecha. Oh my goodness, we got the two glottal stops. That's really cool. Is that fa? No, that's going to be f. Is it? Is fa or f? Wait, let me double check my notes and make sure I'm getting the right participle forms. Because, oh, both of these should be f. F. Te f ri ubecha. P f ri Ri Ubecha. Touch the thing and it becomes whole and it's all good. So that's what I'm going to do for longer spells. I don't think we're going to run into any of those, any more of those in the cantrips, because most of them tend to be like one action cast, and it would be pointless to have a ritual for a cantrip. It's not like it's something you just know, right? So we're not going to worry about that now. This is one I've mentioned several times before. Message. So let's look at message and what it does. What am I? Okay. So message, cantrip, one action, range 120 feet, verbal, somatic, material components, a short piece of copper wire, a duration. It has a duration of 1 round, transmutation, and then you point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message. The target, and only the target, hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. You cast this spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks the spell. 3 feet of wood blocks the spell. The spell doesn't have to follow a straight line and can travel freely around corners or through openings. So, I think message used to have like a word minute, but that's kind of pointless when you make it a cantrip now because you can just cast it multiple times, right? But this is actually a really great utility spell too, because it means you can communicate with people like across a decent distance and figure out what's going on, huh? But the thing about message is we can do a verbal component, we can do an incantation for it, but I'm going to like have an asterisk that this is like something that you can use if you want to, but I would personally not actually do an incantation because I would consider the message itself to be the verbal component. Basically, you're whispering something and it reaches there. And you point to somebody, you whisper something, and they hear it somehow. So, that in mind, we're still going to do one, and then we have to say, okay, casting time of 1 action, but we need to think about in the world, if you're doing this incantation, this incantation, you need to say the incantation and then say your message all within 1 round, right? It doesn't really matter how long the message is because talking is a free action. But but I want to be very short with this in order to figure out like what, in order to have that idea that you can say just a very quick prefix, huh? Hi, Kiet. Is that the name? Or is this your first time here? Don't mind me. I don't. My streams are generally pretty small, so I recognize names. Okay. So we're going to talk about message. Now, what can we do with message? We have a word for voice. Yes and yes. Okay. So, oh, we can have voice. Now, the term for word is actually just means thing or item, and then also gets extended to word. So that is probably not the best thing to grab. Otherwise, you could say, take my words away. Ooh, send my words there. Send my voice there. I can do that in 2 words and it'll be quick. So we have kagabe, right? Kagabe would be the absolutive form, right? Or not, the accusative form, right? Kaga. And this is one downside of this system, is that you can't really search just by head words. So kaga. Kaga means voice. It also means language. But I think it's probably the most appropriate word to have here. Oh, this was when I was trying to record all my words and I just fell off of that. Kaga. Kaga. Yeah. So, kagabe is it? Send my words. That's like a command, but who is the recipient of that command? It's just like the universe. I guess I can do it that way. So, do I have anything for like send or carry? Maybe I have carry. Send. No, I don't have send. I think what we need is a verb that means carry. And we're not going to specify like who is the recipient of this thing, who I'm commanding, but we're going to make it like an imperative form. And so it's like you're addressing the universe. Send my words there. Send my voice there, right? Yeah. Yes, it's one. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to do a directional. And so if you point and you do the itive directional, the go directional, then that would indicate like you send it that way, right? Send it there, right? So we'll have an imperative form and a directional, and then but we need to have the word for carry something. I think carry is probably the best. I mean, we could have a separate term for send, but I need a word for carry anyway, and it works in this context, at least in a sort of a metaphorical sense. So, who is this addressing? Maybe this is addressing the dream of the world, right? Or the forces of magic in the ethereal plane or the astral plane, carrying your voice to another place nearby. But let's get on. Let's figure out what we can use for the root. Let's kind of figure out Chefu would be interesting. Chefu. Um, oh, I have the reduplication stuff here. Jefu, fegrat, not this one, not for this one. Ipid. I'm just going to grab these. I'm not super, I don't have a super clear idea of what sounds like a word for to carry. So I'm just going to like throw these two at you guys. And what is our verb to carry? And is it going to be gefu or ipid? And go. I do want to ask you guys, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. So this stream, if I have the thing up, I don't have it up anymore. So when I am doing the live D&D one shot, right? Given that there's going to be Biblaridian and Agmashwa and Artifexian there, I feel like the chat room might be a much bigger. The chat might be much bigger than it is for my shows, and it might need one, maybe two designated moderators. So if anybody wants to be a moderator, just like contact me. Don't like shout it out here, but like contact me somewhere, so that you need to be available from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time, U.S. Central Time, and be willing to do moderation. But it would make me feel more comfortable just in case we get like a ton of extra people at the stream. Anyway, let's go. Okay, we've got a couple votes in. Let's give you guys a little bit more time on the voting. And it would be, should it be plural imperative or singular imperative? I think I'm going to make it a plural with an implication that you may be addressing multiple entities, right? Yeah, I can contact him. I just wanted to say that out in my own stream, just in case there's somebody who wanted to volunteer to do that for me. Plus, it would be good to know of people in my own audience who would be willing to do that if this stream starts getting more popular. I'd better mute Discord. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so let's see how our poll is doing. We've got 3 votes. Let's go. How many people are watching is the question there. Yeah, okay. I think we can end this. It's basically unanimous. You guys want Jefu. Um, so, so we'll get a new one. Jefu. Jefu. And let's go. Where is that? Where is that? I want to make sure that I. So this means to carry, but it can have extended meanings of sending and stuff. So we have jefu, and what we need to do is add the itive directional, as well as the and I'm going to do the plural, the plural imperative, with the idea of like I am addressing all the like entities or spirits or powers that are around here, and asking you to carry this voice, carry my voice. It's that's just a thought. It's for a transmutation spell. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's get the etymology. Is let's get some record keeping dealt with quickly. The etymology. What is the etymology of Jehu? It came from. Okay, it had that, which means in sister languages it might be interesting. So anyway. Jehu. And then the pronunciation is, so it was Jehu and became Jehu. And then this definitely would be a transdiv and to carry. So we need ku Greek Jehu. Greek Jehu. Okay, so voice, accusative, carry, imperative, itive, carry. Carry my voice that way. So let's see how it's still kind of long, but I think it works. It's only 2 words. So Kagabe Greek Jehu. Kagabe Greek Jehu. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're one of the mods for Lang Time? Yeah. Oh, well, Lang Time has mods. I probably should have at least one mod. I will also I will also talk to Bib about that though, so that we can arrange things. Now, next one is minor illusion. So we'll go look that up. Where is my D&D Beyond? Okay. Minor illusion. Okay, cantrip, 1 action. Range area is 30 feet, and it's within a 5-foot cube. So basically, this has to fit in 1 square. components, somatic, and material. Okay, so, okay, this is interesting. This one doesn't actually require a verbal component, right? There's no verbal component asked for. Is that right? So, that's kind of wild. That also makes sense, though, because you're trying to trick people, and it might be helpful, especially since you can create a sound that they don't get tipped off by hearing you say stuff. Let's skip over that then. I might still make incantations for things that don't require a verbal component. It's not necessarily like I'm going to only do it if I have to, but I will make a note of it, and if I ever have time, then I'll go back to it. So let's go on to the next one, which is poison spray. Okay, so let's look up poison spray. Okay. Oh gosh, this is a really good one. Okay. So, cantrip, casting time 1 action, 10 feet. So it's very close range. Components, verbal and somatic. Instantaneous, conjuration. It has a constitution save. So that's useful. And there's a poison effect. So, you extend your hand toward a creature you can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. The creature must succeed on a constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage. And then the spell's damage increases by 1d12 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. So it's a lot of damage, but it's kind of short range. And it's poison damage, which, I don't know, I think a lot of things are immune to poison. But anyway, I'm not talking about the merits of the spell. I'm just talking about the 1d12 is quite a lot. But so there's a constitution saving throw. That's one thing. It's that it's not an attack. There's also, so there's only a single target unless you do a twin spell as a sorcerer. Let me think here. So I think a key thing here is you project a puff of noxious gas. So what if we like breathe in your doom? I think that's a little bit too, yeah. I was just thinking like breathe in your doom, but I think that's a little bit too like heightened for a cantrip. I think just but okay. This is where we can get creative, okay? Instead of even mentioning that there's poison, the fact that it is noxious gas makes me think that it's noxious gas and there's a con save. So that makes me think that you are just like throwing it. It's still a single target. So you're not making a huge cloud, but you are sending a cloud of gas towards someone for them to breathe in and get poisoned. So my idea is, instead of saying anything about poison at all, we could say just something like breathe deeply. But as a command, um, so yeah, inhale. Yeah, it's a little bit outside of the norm for what I would necessarily do, but I think it's a really that's a cool idea. I have other spells which you may find out about that have this kind of thing of like indicating what you want someone else to do. So I think that works. So let's go with that. Do we have words for breathe or inhale? Breathe. Okay, so that has nothing to do with breathing, right? To discharge a breath weapon, because they don't call them breath weapons. They talk about spitting fire and spitting lightning and spitting all these things, right? So I want separate words for inhale and exhale. I think that works better for what I want. Maybe I can do that with. Can I do that with post positions? I don't think it's going to work really. Because when I make something with a post positional, so let's think about this. So there's basically two ways I can go about this. Like if we go into Wiktionary, I happen to know this, so I can inhale. Yeah. So the way we have it, we have like a compound that we inherited from Latin, but it's in and then breathe put together. If I want to, right, like Chinese has a specific inhale, and there's also a separate root for exhale. So we could go with that. We could either do like compounds with a verb meaning to breathe, or we could have the word for inhale. If we can go to clicks, we can think about we can see if they have the inhale in their data set, and we could think about that. Inhale. So we have inhale. Okay. So it looks like it's all like Sino-Tibetan languages and Hmong-Mien languages have this, and it's probably all the Sino-Tibetan ones are probably related. What? Probably all of these actually could be related to one. So it's unusual to actually have this. And that doesn't have anything for exhale. But so it is unusual to have separate roots for inhale and exhale. And it works in Chinese because so inhale is xi and exhale is hu. So the verb meaning to breathe is hu xi. So you just combine those. That is probably not going to jive too well with the way that Draconic is structured. However, it's a thought. So So, like, I think I'm just spitballing here. So, I think though that we could still make it work. What we could do is we could we could go um yeah. So, yeah, I actually want to do this now. So, I want separate ones for inhale and exhale. But one of them will also mean breathe. Right? I think inhale makes more sense to mean breathe. And then exhale, you can have exhale and it means blow, something like that. So let's go with that. And so we need a couple of roots. Technically for the spell we only need one, but we might as well make both of them, and then we can be on our way with that. So let's so let's look at some roots here. Probably want like aspirated ones. Gapi is like both together. Or some fricatives maybe. Figrat, maybe. Let's look at what we got here. Ooh, pa'a. I think pa'a. If fi or fid. No, dicha. I think I've got it. Inhale is dicha. Exhale is pa'a. Exhale. And so we got that. So dicha. And etymology. I am finding that there are quite a few words that end up being exactly the same as the etymological root, which is not weird if you're going with a low time depth and few sound changes like we are. Dicha. Okay. And then we have, to inhale. So the main meaning is inhale, but it also means to breathe. Just to breathe. I think if you have it as in the perfective form, it's more likely to be inhale specifically, right? But yeah, or if you have some indication that this is telic rather than atelic, then it will bias it toward the inhale, versus just breathing. But now we have, and then I'm just going to go ahead and record the pa'a. And then we're just skipping over doing I'm skipping over doing the inflections and everything to save time. Sometime on my own, I'm going to have to find time to just do a bunch of those in order to catch up. And this is a verb intransitive, and it is exhale, to exhale, to exhale, to blow, to puff. Yeah. Yeah. So, deja is the verb that we're going to be working with. Deja. And so we will go and we will get our draconic notes. We'll go to the, so, ka, does that change? Let me just look at the pronouns quickly. No, it's just a ta, right? Yeah. It's always ta. Okay. So ka. Yeah. Ooh. Let me think. Nah. I don't think so. I think we'll just have kadija. 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 So it's yeah. So this was imperative plural. This is imperative singular. Inhale. So basically what you're saying is breathe in. so that way it's not it's different from other ones. It's not talking about the poison spray itself. It's saying, it's telling your target. You're just shouting at your target. You have your hand out and you say, Kadija! And it's sort of a directed at them. Breathe in my poison. And then it goes into them. And it also I think it fits with this being a Constitution save too, because it means that it is on the part of the target to resist it. And one thing you could resist that with Constitution would be to like hold your breath, right? Otherwise it's either you're holding your breath or you just are so internally like resistant to it that it doesn't affect you, right? So that is helpful. Now, the one that I've been saying is going to be difficult. Prestidigitation. I've been saying it's difficult, but I have an approach I've been thinking of. Okay. So it's a cantrip. It's casting time is one action, range or area of 10 feet, verbal and somatic components. Duration 1 hour. It's transmutation. So you're making things change. Yeah, so whatever you do lasts for an hour. This spell is a minor magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following effects within range. You create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. You instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. You instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. You make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or a surface for 1 hour. You create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and that lasts until the end of your next turn. If you cast this spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time. And you can dismiss such an effect as an action. Okay, so reading all that is just to underline the point that prestidigitation can just do like a whole lot of things. It's basically any like basic magic trick can be done with prestidigitation, with the stipulation that like anything that is like persistent only lasts for an hour, and then you have certain things that last for less time. But it's I guess it's a little bit like the sonic screwdriver. It can do anything that doesn't resolve the plot, right? That's that's an interesting way to think about it. But the thing is, like with such a wide array of effects, my thought process here is that the incantation for prestidigitation cannot be super way overpowered. People just lack sufficient imagination to abuse it. I mean, look, you can make a symbol appear on a surface for an hour, and you can have up to 3 of those. You could go ahead of your party and like stick sigils up on the wall so that they can follow you, right? You could do all kinds of stuff with prestidigitation. But what I'm saying, what I'm thinking is, so this is a minor magic trick. We can take a cue from the name too. Prestidigitation outside of D&D just means magic tricks, like magician craft. It's the ability to perform magical tricks. Magic tricks like card tricks and stuff. That's all prestidigitation in the real world. So, taking from that, what does a magician say? They might have specific incantations that are like rhyming and everything, or they may say something like abracadabra or presto changeo, whatever those things that don't really have much meaning. So what can we say? Like I'll throw it out to you guys. Like, what could be like a generic phrase that doesn't really mean anything about the spell? It has to mean something in Draconic. It has to mean something in Ndakaga, but it doesn't have to mean. But it doesn't have to mean anything like specific to any of these effects because you can do all of that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's no limit to how much you can warm or cool something. But I mean, I would say that you can't get a fusion bomb because like you would need to be able to heat it up. I don't know. Oh, that's right. It's just you can do it anywhere. I think that goes too far. I think DMs would rule against that. But I would say. But anyway, so we need to have something that's non-specific. Maybe something referencing the dream, or maybe something. I'm doing some magic now. Something that has that. Um, one really clever use I know of. This is from a podcast I listened to. Uh, what is what is it? There Be Dungeons, I think. Um, and there was a house that had a very basically smelled like death, and it was causing like I don't know if it was causing damage or just like causing characters to have disadvantage. And somebody used prestidigitation under everybody's noses to counter the smell. Yeah. Um, but we need to think what can we by the power of the dream, or by the powers. Um, well, it's transmutation. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I think you have to have. I think if you're a GM and you have a player with prestidigitation, you've got to have like some limit. Like it can't take over something that you would normally have a higher level spell for. Um, I will enact my will with magic. That's a good one, Bib. Oh, that I and is this the first time Bib Luridian is in my stream? We were just talking about you because I'm thinking I might need mods for next week's stream. So I'll talk to you about that out of off here. Um, um, yeah, I will enact my will with magic. That sounds like it's a little bit. That would end up being a bit longish, but we could think something like that. Uh, I think something having to do. So since it's a transmutation spell, um, something to do with elements might work. It's a one action casting time, so I want it to be relatively short. Even and I mean it's so versatile that you might actually want to do something with it in combat, as a distraction or something. Um, you convinced a big bad you were coming in the opposite direction. I mean, can you? It's only 10 feet, but yeah, I guess. Um, okay, maybe you just haven't been in the chat before. Let me think. Okay, yeah. So I also don't want it to be like too grandiose necessarily, because it is just a cantrip and the effects are meant to be kind of small. But my dream I don't know. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have illusion spells coming up, so maybe not overuse the dream imagery too much. Um, let's think about this. I could use the term dreamcraft. Yeah, magic instrafen. Um, maybe. I think Bib, your idea is intriguing me, and I think I'm going to do something similar. But like, I will enact my will with magic doesn't work as much with the kind of incantations that I go for with Ndakaga. It's much more like active. This is what is happening now. So, Insrafen. If we go with Insrafen, or maybe. Okay. No. No, I think okay. I command the dreams, or I command the elements, but I think there's like a spell that's like elemental control, so it might not be ideal. This dream is mine. Oh, okay. Possession is complicated. Topher, you forgot it's Conlang Friday. You got Conlang Thursday and Conlang Friday. Um, my hand. So here's the thing: is I keep thinking of like my hands, my such and such, but the thing is, I have no my possession. The possession marking in this language is really like clunky, so I'm gonna have to. But I can still have egre and what is from agir. Egre agu insrafin. Shape, sculpt. Yeah. So it's three syllables. Yeah, that's the thing. Is egre agu insrafin. I'm okay with this being kind of long, but not super long. Here's my deal. So from the hands, I shape the dream. Insraf. It will say insraf, and because insrafun is more like the skill of being able to use magic, right? It's like if you talk about I am a spellcaster, you could say is insrafun. It's you talk about learning spellcraft, you say insrafun. So I'm thinking shape the dream. Yes, I shape the dream. So we need a word for shape or sculpt. So I definitely don't have that. Shape, sculpt. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a root. I think it's fine for dragons to have a root for sculpt. Let's go with sculpt and see what we can have. No, shape. Okay. It's fine. Let's just get roots in, and we can get that. So let's look at some roots that we have. See, this is why it was going to be difficult, because it has a lot of things. You got to have something that covers a lot. Ipid. Right. Chagi Fegrat Gapi Fegrat. I'm thinking about that. Agebe. Ipid. Fegrat. You know, this one's been sitting in here for a long time. I will give you guys the option. It's the only like 3-syllable root that I've generated. Agebe. So I'm going to I will get striping stuff. Oh no. Yeah, start a poll. We've got, what is our root for shape or sculpt? And we've got Fegrat. What? Well, okay, we'll put Agebe first. Agebe or Fegrat. Why did it Fegrat? Okay. All right. It looks like it's not going to change anymore. So let's go with Fegrat. Fegrat means shape or sculpt. So get that in my dictionary before I forget. Fegrat, etymology, proto-reptilian, and it's Fiegrat. Figures. Okay. Fiegrat. And the pronunciation didn't change too much, but we did lose this palatalization. And we have, it's a verb transitive. And it's shape or sculpt. So with that, so figrat, it would be strong vowels, hard vowels. So g fi figrat be. Egre agro instref g figrat be. Egre agro instref g figrat be. It's kind of grandiose, but it's also it also kind of, yeah. Figrat, yeah. So it would be hand. No, let's get rid of the hand. Let's get rid of the hand. I think that's too much. I think dream. So this is, and instrafbe. It would be instrafbe. So right, accusative. Did I? Okay. This should be. Right. Yeah. So there we go. So a little errata in the message. That should be. It's not Greek chefi. It's Greek chefi. Kagabe Greek chefi. I keep making tongue twisters accidentally. The verb template is leading to a lot of that kind of thing. Okay. Sculpt 3. So I sculpt the dream. I shape the dream. And I think that actually, yeah, I think the dream, I think beyond the fact that dream also means magic, it also is helpful. It also is useful here because so many of the effects of prestidigitation are temporary. You know, you make a thing that lasts an hour and then it's gone. So it feels more like it's something that came out of a dream and then went back into a dream, right? So instrafbe gufregat instrafbe gufregratube instrafbe gufregratube is the incantation for prestidigitation. This is a nice general thing. So, all right. This is where I'm going to have to call it because I have to go and pick up a 2-year-old. So I will leave that here. It's 5 o'clock. After the big live stream gaming session, we've got 3 more of these to do. Maybe circle back to minor illusion if we feel like we have time and we want to do it. But Ray of Frost, True Strike, and Eldritch Blast. Yes, I will do one for True Strike if it's. I mean, does it even have a? Let me actually check. True Strike. Okay. True Strike I don't actually need to do. So, I guess after that I'm gonna finish off with Prestidigitation and Eldritch Blast. Yeah. Okay. See ya. So, remember everybody. Next week, I will not be here at. Well, I will be here at 3:30, but I will not. But it will be well into the event by then. But you need to go to this thing. Here, I'll even put the link in the chat for you guys. Next week at 1 p.m. Central Time. So, an hour or 2.5 hours before I usually start. And we're going to have a bunch of big YouTube conlangers on. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing my sorcerer. And I'm just going to be shouting the incantations. I've got to practice that. So I don't so I don't like completely fail. And with that, I'm going to say happy conlanging.